welcome to the third phase of our webinar, the international webinar series that we are conducting. The topic of the webinar is past, present, future, and the global pandemic and India in the COVID-19 situation. We had the first series of environment where we spoke about everything related to the environment. And second series was literature, music, film, and art. And the third phase is for day one is International Yoga Day, which is celebrated all over the world. And on 22nd, we are doing the sports day. Sports, how mental health and how physical health go together with the COVID-19 situation and how it helps us evolve during the pandemic and why India is performing so well despite the minimal medical facilities that we have in India. So these are certain issues that we wanted to address during this webinar. So welcome. Today we have with us Brigadier Rajesh Joshi and Mrs. Poonam Joshi. Brigadier Rajesh Joshi is a retired personnel, and Mrs. Joshi, despite being a good housewife and a good mother to her children, she had worn many hats, which is very wondrous. So I want Mr. Brigadier Joshi and Mrs. Joshi, I want you to address your journey. What was that one moment that you decided to get this title, the title that you have today?
Yeah, first of all, both of us would like to thank Snehal, this organization which has brought us here to share our thoughts. And it's a very noble mission that you are carrying out, and we wish you all the very best in it. And
Thank you.
Now that we are part of this mission in this journey of physical fitness which we are about to share, in fact, it's very close to our heart. Physical fitness is very close to our heart. And as we go along, we will definitely try to prove and tell you that age is just a number. And we all need to be physically fit, mentally fit, and yes, even morally straight, so that the country comes up as a whole in all spheres. So with this, I'll introduce myself and she will introduce herself, and then we will take on our journey. As far as I'm concerned, I have studied in Belgaum Military School. I was in hostel for about 9 years from 1972 to 1980. So physical fitness was always part of our curriculum. And in those days, it was more rigorous than these days now. And thereafter, I did a short stint of engineering in Indore. There is a college, SGS, ITS, for 6 months, after which I qualified in the National Defence Academy, joined the National Defence Academy and got commissioned on 15 December 1984. So it's been about 35 years plus that I have served in the army. This is and if you take in account 4 years, 1 year at IMA, 3 years NDA, 8 years school, so nearly about 40-45 years I have been in uniform. So physical fitness has always been part of my routine, and I have always cherished being a physically fit person. And that I was retiring in 2019, I had this thought in my mind. It did come in my mind after she triggered it, that yes, why shouldn't I become as physically fit as I was when I was commissioned in the army. So with that thought, we entered into the year of 2019, and we carried on our journey of Ironman Goa. So with this, I'll request her to introduce herself first.
Once again, I thank the Snehal organization for giving us this platform to talk about our journey for him fit to fitter and from me not so fit to fit. So like he said, for me it was like I'm a person who dabbles more in poetry, stories, and all kind of artistic things. I'm a painter. I do a lot of paintings. But for me, physical fitness was just go take a morning walk, come back go to the gym every summer, swim in the swimming pool. As we are generally in the army cantonments, we do have a swimming pool. So swimming in the summers, walking morning and evening, and once in a while going to the gym was all that I knew about fitness. But I think 30 years with a man in the olive green taught me a lot. Over a period of time, I realized the importance of fitness because he was much fitter and I could always see. And then my son also joined the Indian Army. So I had a young fit major in the captain that time in the house. And then my son got married to another young girl who was a Fauji officer, who is a Fauji officer. So with three OG people in my house, I think I was looking, I was not lacking inspiration. So that's the
Great.
time when I realized that something has to be done for yourself. And also that my children had grown up by then. And with the nest, almost without the little birds. So there was a lot of time for myself. And like Chitna, you just said that I've been taking care of my house all these years, the children. Off and on, I've been donning different hats, like you said, whenever there was an.
In fact, our daughter also, Kopal, she also was very much into the physical fitness. She used to play football and she used to go to the gym regularly. She used to run around. And yes, she is creative, very good swimmer. And for hours, she used to keep swimming.
Yeah.
And now she's a very creative girl. So now she's doing documentary films and she's in Lisbon. So
Great.
basically, everyone in the family
everybody was
doing
like
their physical work.
doing their bit. I was only, once in a while, like when I was in good stations, I've taught in various schools also. I have been the vice principal of some schools. And then over a period of time, as and when I had time, I got into storytelling. Then I would write poetry, So all this was happening, but the physical aspect was not being taken care of. So maybe somewhere around in the year 2014, 15, I thought my health was not good. And I started little running. And I started with 2 to 4 kilometers. And that when the results came, it's always good when you see the results. And I started feeling motivated. By 2017, I actually started doing half marathons. In fact, I started with 10 to 11 kilometers. And in Bhopal, when my husband was posted there, I met a group of people, energetic young people who were into running marathons and all. And then there's this organization called Run Bhopal Run. They saw my enthusiasm and they took me as their brand ambassador. So that was one big high, So I said, my God, that means I can do a little. So just 10, 11 kilometers made me feel very good. Since I do a lot of motivational speeches and talking about things like motivating young children, so they put me in a team to go to schools, colleges, and various organizations to motivate people to run for health. So with that aim, I was the head of a team which had 2 Ironman. One is Mr. Praveen Sakkal. He is the first Ironman of Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And the second Ironman, Mr. Mayank Raghuvanshi. So while I was, heading that team, we would go to schools and I would listen to what they were talking to the children. The children, I'm sure they got motivated, but what I heard kept me, feeling motivated. I wanted to know more about Ironman. And then I got talking to them and they told me all the stories about Ironman. And a person like me who's never been sporty, I was like pumped up. I said, this is something great. I must try this. And with this feeling, I passed the bug on to him.
So Mayank and Praveen, these are the only 2 Ironmen of Madhya Pradesh at that time. And we happened to get in touch with them in that manner. So they also knew we doing whatever little bit of exercises, running and all, not with a focus. So when all that happened, they suggested they had the confidence that we could do it. So they gave us this idea, frankly. In all these years of my service, I have never heard of this word Ironman till then. So she introduced me to this word and then we got onto the net finding out, what all does it involve. And that is when we decided कि Ironman to karna hai. Now the question was when to do the Ironman. So we said, chalo, we'll take a year or so and probably any time after that we'll do. And that time Ironman was all over the globe, in various countries of the globe. So basically we had to choose which country to go, where to go. So while we were preparing for the Bhopal Marathon, which was on 2nd December in 2019, and in fact we had gone on a vacation to Andamans also with our daughter, and there also in Andamans also we were running on the sea coast and we hired cycles, we were doing cycling there. And so we just kept at it in our mind. So somewhere towards the end of December, end of November, that we got the news that this time Ironman is being held in India for the first time.
First time.
Okay.
So what happened was this news brought us some, divine intervention. We thought there is something up to it, We were just planning ki bahar, which country to go, kis country mein jaye, yaar, bahut. Even the monetary aspect was kept in mind ki yaar, bahut paisa lagega, the fee is also so high. So these things were playing up in my mind, though he never talked about it. I think the woman in the house thinks more about such matters, finances. So he was very cool. He never talked about it. But when it we got the news that it's happening in Goa in October 19th. So I think that's when we got a signal that yes, we have to go for it.
Yeah. So she did, she was little apprehensive that we may not be able to, gear up till the event of 2019, which was on 20th
because
October
this was December when we got to know that
this was December 2018. So she thought he probably
10 months of just doing such a huge thing. So I was little apprehensive because I knew I'm not that fit. I can do 10 kilometers, 11 kilometers, at the max 21 kilometers. But this involves 90 kilometers of cycling plus 1.9 kilometer of swim in the sea. So sea swimming is much different from what we do in the pool. So I was apprehensive, though I was very motivated, but sometimes you have to, the reality also dawns upon you, कि ख्वाब होते हैं, सच्चाई के लिए कुछ मेहनत भी लगती है, कुछ planning भी लगती है, कुछ hard work भी लगता है और कुछ support भी लगता है. So support I had.
So when she told me this, and she said the date of registration is, I think it was 12th or 13th.
It was 11th December.
11th December. Date of registration was 11th December 2018.
The first day.
And you get those early bird bonus discount. You get, that little bit of less dollars you got to pay. So when all that happened, so she said, I think 2020 we'll participate. I said no. I said we will participate in 2019. 10 months we will work harder. We will prepare ourselves and we will get through it. And 2020 will be probably a year older, and it may be little more difficult, probably. That is the thought then. But now if you ask me, it is easier now. But it may be a little more difficult, and we need to do it now. So this was the first thought that came to my mind. And that is when 11th December we were with our net and laptop on, and moment the registration started, we were
amongst the first 100.
Yeah, we were among the first 100 who got ourselves registered. So the first battle of any such fitness journey is to make up your mind, decide on that, and go ahead. There are many people who keep thinking, bharenge, nahi bharenge. So that this moment you keep changing or you keep oscillating, so this oscillation doesn't hold good. So the first thing is the thought. Moment the thought is there, probably then everything falls into place. So this is the lesson which probably I would like to convey to the audience. So we did the registration, and then thereafter we
So after that started the serious business. So the imagination phase was over. कि करेंगे. Now तो we were sure करना है. So began our journey towards becoming fit. So the month was December and we could not swim. So what we started doing was, we started concentrating more on building up our muscle and doing a lot of fitness things, going to the gym and working out. And the second part was running, because that was in our control. We could run in the winters. So in Bhopal, we had a lovely golf course. Every morning we would go and run at least 8 kilometers. Some days 14. We started increasing. And then motivation was such, that 31st December, which was the New Year's Eve, we decided we'll not celebrate a party or something. We went for a night run. A group of motivated people, we called it the Kehwa Run. And we went and had Kehwa as a place in the market, and we ran from 10 to maybe 11:30, 12, and that was our celebration. I thought fitness was more important than partying.
In fact, the initial idea was, we said, okay, 19, let's celebrate it as the year of fitness. So let us start off with the New Year Eve, and we'll run into 2019. That was the aim, from 2018 till 19. So we run in the night. That was the initial aim. So we floated this idea in Bhopal amongst our runner friends and all. They all liked the idea. But then, yes, someone thought over it again and said, "Ki, what you're saying is right, but then New Year's Eve is a day where people, they drive recklessly, some are drunk also. So probably the roads may not be safe. So keeping that in
Okay.
mind, then we cut short our
Yeah.
the aim. But we said, run, we will. So at least 2018, we will part with a message, and 2019, it will be follow up on the next day morning's run. So that is how we ran about 10, 12 kilometers that night, and we ended up with
A marriage ceremony.
yeah, and one
We
of
had to
my
attend a marriage, so we took our clothes along in the car. I mean, what I want to tell you here is कि जब जज्बा अच्छा होता है ना, तो आप कुछ भी कर गुजरते हैं, कैसे भी कर गुजरते हैं. तो हम लोग रनिंग ड्रेस से घर से निकले, कपड़े टांग के लेके गए गाड़ी में शादी के, which are special clothes, fineries. So we went and we were like soaked in our sweat. So we made arrangement for someone to open up their rooms where we could change, and then because the wedding was in another direction, our house in another direction, we were somewhere in the middle. So we thought we can't go back, it will become 11:30. So we went, we changed, and we proceeded for the wedding. So that is how energies are when you are motivated.
Amazing stories, Brigadier Joshi and Mrs. Joshi. uh, uh, राजेश जी, आपने बताया कि आपका पूरा एक टेन्योर रहा है in the forge, in the army, how you were right from your school days till you retired. So it was a big time period where you were. But then, like I said, uh, preparing for yourself for an event like this, so it needs a lot of mental energy, physical energy. What were those aspects you were looking forward to as far as your physical nutrition, health is concerned? Like you said, age is just a number. So that was nothing was as an obstacle for you. No, nothing was stopping you. There was no looking
correct.
back. But what were those things, Poonam and Rajeshi? I would like to ask you that you were looking forward to when you were, as far as your physical nutrition is concerned, and then I'll come back to the other aspects as
Yeah.
well.
Before that, I'll just take a minute. See, now since Ironman involved swimming, cycling, and running, and for this you need to equip yourself well. So there is a sort of kitting which is you need to kit yourself well for that. So the first thing that came to mind is yes, we will kit ourselves and we will kit ourselves well. So for the running, for the swimming part, obviously you had your swimming gear and all we had to keep. So most important for all the three events was we needed a proper fitness watch. So yeah, we got this Garmin watch. Both of us got the same Garmin watch for us. So this tells us about our pace of running. Even it works in swim in the pool also, and cycling and all that. The next thing which we actually required was a cycle, and since you're spending so much of the thought is there, so much motivation is there, so you need to go in for a good cycle. So yeah, the cycles are ranging right the from 50,000 till about 8, 9, 10 lakhs. You have good cycles. So we settled in for a one and a half lakh or little less cycle each. So that was my Valentine's Day present to her.
Yeah.
On 14th Feb 2019, I presented myself also and her also with a bike each. So we bought a bicycle,
So
a road bike.
almost 29 years of marriage, I get a gift in the form of a cycle. That
And-
fitness.
And there is a very beautiful photo which I will show you on the screen.
How was this journey in your marriage different from the earlier part?
Oh yes, that's a beautiful question. Thank you, Chetna, for asking that. Yeah, it was very different actually. I think doing something together that towards fitness is a very rare thing you find in couples. And when we started doing, I thought the bond was better because we were so tired after 5 hours of exercise that I think we were sleeping most of the time. So the energies were down to fight. I think the quarrels in the house became less. Jokes apart, but
Yeah.
definitely the bonding became stronger. We started taking care of each other's health even more than what we used to do before. He would get me the glass of energy drink every morning before I got up. He would get up before me and say, "Ye pilo zinc, pilo because abhi daudne jana hai." Or I hope you've had your banana. Are you taking something with you for run? Because if you're working out for 4 hours, the energy has to be there, and I'm pretty careless in doing things for myself. So he took on the role. So for the first time, he was the one who was mothering me. So he was doing things for me. He was most excited about getting me good things. Ghadi jo meri hai, wohi tumhari hai. You have to take the best of clothes. I didn't have to think even once. I mean, the journey was very different. Usse pehle to I used to think he's not bothered much about me. But things changed. Things changed
sure.
drastically.
And the other part was in this. See, if you see, this is an endurance event. It is not a sprint. You know, where
Exactly.
you run 100 meters and finish in 15 seconds or 20 seconds. This is an endurance event. So uh, about 8 hours at a stretch. So practicing would be anything between 4.5, 5 hours. Nowadays, even if we have lot of cyclist groups, wherein those cyclists say, अगर मैं बाहर चले जाऊं तो 4 घंटे के लिए संडे के दिन तो मेरी बीवी क्या बोलेगी? वो नाराज हो जाती है कि एक संडे के दिन अवेलेबल हो और उस दिन तुम चले जाते हो. So here in our case we didn't have such problems because both of us were there. We were together. So even if 4 hours extended to 8 hours, we had no problem because both of us were together.
And it was very good. I think the warmth, the feeling of being together, it grew better by doing sporty things, because it was a very positive energy that I feel developed between the two of us. And I would always tell all young people around that start doing things as a spouse together, similar kind.
Sure.
Sooner or later, you will start enjoying it. Like I was in the kind, but see, today I talk about it so much because I took it from him. My resilience, my endurance, everything, my strength comes from here. So I think when you sap energies from each other, you balance out things, and then the bond grows better.
And then the other part. Now, although she says she took up physical effort, energy, and efforts and all, but then if you see, we do a 100-kilometer cycle, we come back, और रात का dinner तो यही बनाएगी. So she's making the dinner at home.
So I did Ironman double.
So she's done double Ironman. So whenever we come back from our physical activity, obviously then she's there in the house making food. Those dirty activities to continue.
After returning from a 100-kilometer bike, he could take a nice bath, shower, and sleep. And I would be washing those clothes, taking care of all the utensils that we had taken. The water bottles have to be washed. The clothes have to be put into the machine. So I do understand there are added responsibilities, but then the fun attached to it and
is much more higher than exactly.
Yes.
I remember you had a very good thing you told us. Now you are on a giving edge. You are inspiring the people. From being inspired to inspiring is a most beautiful journey. I think. I believe that. What else can that be if from being inspired to inspiring the others? But there might have been moments where probably you wanted to quit. Are those moments there somewhere etched in your mind that there were moments like everybody wants to be an Iron Man, but the journey not everybody knows. Nobody knows what goes into the making of an Iron Man. You have told us all that what endurance, the strength, the physical strength, the mental strength, the emotional strength, what goes into the making. But at the same time, there might have been those moments where you wanted to quit and you wanted to say, no, ये क्या फंस गए हम लोग क्यों क्यों हमने ये ले लिया क्यों हम लोग ये कर रहे हैं ऐसा कोई मोमेंट अगर आप दोनों एक एक बार बताएं तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा because and how you fought it out.
Yeah. Frankly, I never ever thought we will give up. That was the first thing. Every day we used to get up, and the previous night we used to think over what is the task for the next day. Okay, the next day, let's say it is about 40 kilometers cycling and 10 kilometers run. So we say, okay, and whatever, swimming. At the end, we used to always lap it up with swimming. So if that was the task, we ensured that the task for the day is finished. Never ever did it happen in our whole journey that we had to forego our training or whatever we had thought the previous day that we would not be able to accomplish it that day. So basically, we were going week after week. Somehow every Sundays used to be a day where since I didn't have to go to office on Sundays. So that was the day where we used to work out about 6-7 hours a day. And typically Monday used to be a rest day. We need rest to recover. Our muscles and all needs to come up and all. So one day rest in a week we definitely did give. So our training schedule that way, we continued with our training schedule. We continued with a focus in mind. Our training was very graduated. Because see, Ironman, the beauty of the Ironman is the journey, what we are just discussing now. Yeah, so whatever we thought for the previous day, we ensured that we accomplished it the next day. So it was day-wise fixed, and we had a weekly target. So, like I was mentioning, and we do have a lot of cases wherein some person died in a marathon run. We've had even in this Mumbai marathon and all that. So, what I feel personally is there has to be a scientific approach in your journey to do that. It is
Exactly.
always that you need to work out, and then you need to weekly progress your efforts by 5%. So it is those weekly targets. Let's say my weekly target is running 25 kilometers as of now. Let's say. So in next week I will run 25 5%. I add to 25, so another 2 kilometers, 1 or 2 kilometers I'll run. So which makes it so gradually you need to increase it. So thereafter, let's say if you have to run 21 kilometers here, in this case you have to do your bike also, cycling 90 kilometers. So it was a very gradual progression wherein you had to take it to that crescendo, wherein you reached, wherein you are peaking at the time of the event. So for that, you require to prepare, in a very graduated fashion. Your body needs to get used to all this, strenuous activity. It's not a normal activity. So your body needs to get used to this activity. You need to prepare for it well. You need to give your body adequate rest. You need to give your body adequate nutrition. You need to give your what you're mentioning. I'll come to that later. You need to give your body adequate nutrition. You need to give your body additional minerals and carbohydrates and other aspects so that you're fit for the next day. And you need to listen to your body. And you need to, it's a trial. So what works out for her may not work out for me, and vice versa. So you eat something, let's say in the night for dinner, next day you realize you run very well. So probably there is something. So you need to record each and everything. You have to try out various things, and before and then you say, okay, probably this is what suits me. This is what doesn't suit me so well. Food is food. So that is how we carried out our journey. And as far as the training is concerned, training we had in Bhopal and subsequently in Bangalore, that she did on.
So the question that you put here is that whether at any point of time we felt like giving up. So he told his bit. Let me tell you mine. But I felt that sometimes when you're possessed with a feeling, no, that to give up never comes. Throughout my journey, this thought never came to me that I will not do it. I mean, I was so motivated that at times he said, tomorrow we are going to take additional rest, we are not going. मुझे stress, I feel कभी कभी होता था. The stress was for the fact that I thought I have to be fit. I'm not that fit. I have taken up a huge responsibility of shouldering this Ironman title. I have to be worthy of it. That thought was always there. And as luck would have it, I met a young lady here, some 36, who's done the full Ironman, which is the double of what we did. So I went to meet her. I wanted to ask her, get motivation from her. She told me one very nice thing, and which I have done throughout after talking to her. She said, when your intent is there and you're working so hard, never have a doubt. In fact, put out in the universe every day that on the 20th of October 2019 in Goa, I want to become an Ironman. I will become an Ironman. I will. And let me tell you, every morning and evening, I used to repeat this 5 times. And I have done it very religiously. So it was somewhere ingrained inside, drilled well that you have to do it, you will do it, and I wanted to do it. So that thought never. In fact, my final video of the completion is a very difficult one to take. The last bit, I had a severe excruciating pain in my back. And I could not run. I knew I had time. I knew there was some 30-40 minutes and I could finish. It was only not even 7 kilometers left. And towards the last 100, 150 meters, I just couldn't move. I was like literally crawling. But not once in my mind I thought I will stop. I don't know. Something was there. I said, no, that's the finish line. I have to go. I have to go. And I kept telling my mind this. I kept repeating, no, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. And I somehow finished, and he was standing right there. And I just went and leapt and fell on him. That clip is there. And after which, it's history.
Yeah, Poonam, I was about to come to that question because I saw that video, and in that video,
Yes.
because when we see those kind of victory moments in the movies, and or the way we visualize it, or the way we have seen it in the school in our sports day, it is very, it is full of like, I have done it, close like this, and then you are breaking that barrier, the ribbon is there, and then you are being celebrated. But when I saw your video, that was totally opposite to what is there etched in your brain. No, that victory moment is something different. And then I was like, my God, what has gone there? And that has really inspired me. Let me know what has gone into the making of the Iron Man and the Iron Lady that we have today. That video has inspired me to take on the story, what has gone into it, because that story that was like, and I was like literally hooked to the video, like she will do it, she will do it, she will do it, and you are doing it, and you are like crawling and moving, and every step is like I was taking the step. No, when I was watching that video, I could not comment there. Like now, I have the opportunity of commenting that I was literally watching that video, although it was already captioned that you have done it. Even then, I wanted to see that moment when you have actually done it. And then now, like you said, the pain, the excruciating pain, what could have been a very good reason for you to quit and say, no, I'm not doing it. No, it's
I
my life.
know.
I want to enjoy. But then you took that pain and the happiness that you have derived, and I can see the energy, I can see the smile on your faces, that glow on your faces even today.
Before I leave, I want to show you the medal that I got finally after finishing it.
Ah, okay, wow,
And
wow,
I
wow, that's
proudly say, I
uh,
proudly say at 53, I am an Iron Man.
yes.
So
And
age
we
is
even
not
I am so,
a number.
yeah, even we are so proud of you.
I was just saying, एक छोटी कहानी सुना दूं?
हाँ बिल्कुल सुनाइए जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
कहानी का
सुनाइए.
मौका मैं छोड़ती नहीं हूँ, है ना?
नहीं, बिल्कुल छोड़ना भी नहीं चाहिए.
और ये कहानी तो मेरी कहानी और राजेश की कहानी है. ये कहानी दो बीजों की है. वो दो बीज तो धरती के नीचे आराम से अपनी ना कंफर्ट जोन में बैठे हुए. They were very comfortable because नीचे से खाद और पानी मिल रहा था, ऊपर से धूप और हवा चल रही थी, तो क्या जरूरत थी बाहर निकलने की. पर एक एक को थोड़ा सा एक सपना दिखा. उसे लगा मुझे बाहर की दुनिया देखनी है, मुझे बाहर निकलना है. तो ये सोच के उसने धीरे से अपने पड़ोसी से पूछा, चलेगा क्या? उसने बोला, नहीं, अभी तो थोड़ा सा और समय लगेगा, अगले साल देखते हैं. पर इस वाले जो बीज था ना, उसको जल्दी थी. उसने कहा, नहीं, समय से कुछ नहीं होता, एक बार मन बना लिया तो करेंगे. तो ये सोच के ये बीज थोड़ा सा बाहर निकला और एक छोटा सा पौधा बन गया. फिर उसने झांक के नीचे देखा और सुनो, चलो, बाहर बहुत सुंदर दुनिया है, बाहर बहुत सुंदर खूबसूरत पेड़ पौधे और सूरज और हवा और पक्षी और पता नहीं क्या क्या है. धीरे से मेरी तरफ झुका और वो बीज भी धीरे से पनप के बाहर आ गया. और फिर वो दोनों एक साथ बड़े हुए और इतने सुंदर फूल निकले कि आज उसकी खूबसूरती में वो दोनों बीज खुद ही पनप भी रहे हैं और खुश भी हो रहे हैं और उसकी खुशबू और सुगंध दुनिया में फैला रहे हैं. और चाहते हैं हमारे जितने भी बीज गिरे वो भी सब ऐसे ही बाहर निकले और पनपे, खुश रहे, मस्त रहे. इसी
बहुत ही
संदेश के साथ
सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर आपने जो बीज का मेटाफर दिया है, वो मैं तो इंस्पायर हो गई हूँ. और आयरन मैन की जर्नी तो पता नहीं, लेकिन हाँ, सर्टेनली फिजिकली एक्टिव रहना बहुत जरूरी है. तो इसी उसके साथ मैं आपका दोनों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि आपने समय निकाला और अपनी कहानी हमारे साथ शेयर करी. और ऐसे पैंडेमिक में जब हम लोग बहुत घबरा रहे हैं, डर रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग को अपनी इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाना है, अपने बॉडी के रेजिस्टेंस को बढ़ाना है, अपने आप को फिजिकली स्ट्रांग करना है, तो फिर कोरोना भागेगा ही, ये हमें मालूम है। और बिल्कुल, थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू।
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Pleasure.